And this is our first example. And we have a contractor and he is bidding for a highway project. Now this is the estimated profit. As you can see in the first column, we have our outcome. This is the possible outcome that will happen. What is the possible outcome that will happen? Probably you can have a very high profit or just the moderate typical profit, or probably you might have a low profit. And the second column, we have our probability, the likelihood of an event happening. Point 30 means that 30% of the time, the highway project yields a high profit, according to historical data. But most of the time, for 50% of the time, profit is moderate. That's what it means. And then lastly, the low profit, it means that 20% of the time, the profit is undesirable. The profit is very low. So this is the first one. This is the P sub I part of our formula. And then the third column, this is the V sub I. This is the value of our outcome. So when we say value, that means we are assigning monetary values for the specific outcome. If we have high profit, we do not only measure the likelihood of that event happening, we also measure how much does high profit mean for, let's say, that specific project. So for this one, in we say high profit, this is, by the way, estimated from previous data. And when we say high profit, it means that we are earning 8 million. We have a profit of 8 million. But generally, for this project, we have a 5 million profit. And low profit, the very um, undesirable outcome, the profit might be 1 million. Now we have a question. If similar bidding situations were repeated many times, what would be the average expected profit? Now, as you can see in this question, there is no word saying EMV. What is the expected monetary value? However, we have the average expected profit. And we know that the EMV is just the average of the outcomes, of the weighted average of all possible outcomes, right? So it means that this problem is asking us to do or finding the expected monetary value for this one. And if you remember, the formula for EMV is just the summation of the product of the probability and the values. So this is just a very simple arithmetic operation. We have our probability for high profit, and then you multiply it with its value. The value of our high profit is 8 million pesos. Plus the probability of the moderate profit times the value of the moderate profit. And lastly, we have our low profit and the value or the monetary value of that one. Therefore, for this one, our EMV or expected monetary value or the average expected profit is equal to 5.1 million pesos. Okay, what does 5.1 million peso mean? It doesn't mean that when you bid the project, you will get a profit of 5.1 million pesos. No. Again, EMV is just the average. All right? This is just the average. It means the average expected project profit for this one, if we consider the chances or the risk that there might be a low profit and the high profit and the moderate one, we are expecting an average profit of 5.1 million pesos. That is just the meaning of this one. All right, let's proceed with our second example. Now we are just evaluating a single project. In our next example, we are going to evaluate two alternatives. So we have we have a contractor, and the contractor must choose which of these two methods or construction methods is to be selected. For method A, this is the conventional construction. When we say conventional, this is the typical construction. The method B is the accelerated construction. So when we say accelerated, from the word itself, accelerated, um, it makes the duration of the project lesser compared with the conventional. Now, These are the possible outcomes of the conventional construction. Again, general three possible outcomes is divided into three. It could be favorable, normal, and poor. It could also be two, just the normal and the poor, or favorable and the poor. It could happen, or there might only be one outcome. That is just the outcome. And then for that specific outcomes or scenario, we have our probability. And of course, the monetary value of our specific outcome. So we have two methods and each has their profits. So we just apply EMV for this one. So for the A, that is just 0.3 times 1.2 million. By the way, the favorable outcome, this is not 1.2, but this is 11.2. Of course, this is a favorable outcomes. Then therefore, the value should be highest. So we have a favorable outcome of 11.2 million. Okay, correction, that is not 11.2 million. Rather, this is 12 million. 12 million. All right. So let's get the EMV of the A. So we have zero point 0.3 times 12 million plus the 0.5, 50% probability of the normal profit happening, and then the 7 million, and we have our the poor 0.2 times 2 million. And we had our expected profit, average profit for A of 7.5 million. This means that the average profit for our method A is 7.5 million. Now for method B, we have a favorable outcome, and that is 20 million. And we have also the 50% of that is 8 million. Plus the poor, you have a negative 5 million. So this means that when worst case scenario happened for method B, we end up losing for method B instead of gaining. Unlike with method A, if worst case scenario happen, we at least have 2 million, but with method B, we have negative. But with the best possible conditions, method A will just give us 12 million and method B will give us 20 million. And if we compare their normal conditions, they have the same probability of 50%, and method B is actually higher. But again, we just do not evaluate each of this outcome individually. That's why we use EMV. And our expected profit for method B is 6.5 million pesos. So what does this mean? That it means that we are going to choose the one with the highest profit, and that is the method A. This will be the best method that we are going to apply in, or the contractor must apply in this or her construction project. So although B has a higher possible profit, right? The 20 million is higher than the 12 million. Again, this is the 12 million. It was rejected because when we have our decisions, we do not only consider the best, we do not only look for the best, nor we only look for the worst outcome. We need to consider the probability of failure, and financial loss also must be considered. That is for this example. Next is we are going to have another example where the other one will have difference in variability and preference of the contractor.